Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. Your strength is remarkable. It's remarkable. I feel like that's coming through also because it's currently the full moon in Leo, and that vibe is really strong right now. But Spirit is specifically saying that your strength is remarkable. Your strength is what carries you through. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. And because it's your strength, you can tap into it at any time. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you, Spirit. What is coming through for this beautiful being? What do they need to know? Ooh, warning and survival. Okay. There's a warning here of being in survival mode. There's a warning here of perhaps feeling like life is just about surviving. If that's where you are right now, that's okay. We can be there for the moment, but understand that there is a brighter place where you are going, and that does not require survival. You will be able to thrive. And I feel like there's something about your world right now where you can thrive, where you might still be in a state of feeling like you're just surviving. I feel like this is because there's been an experience that you had where you really did have a need to survive. But also what I'm getting is that you may have recently gone through something that reminded you of a time in your life where you had to survive. And so there could have been memories of a past experience that were with you constantly. These memories just kept coming back to your mind, into your realm, and you felt like you were in survival mode just like you were a long time ago. And so something that you went through recently reminded you of that time where you really were surviving. But Divine is offering you the opportunity to visualize what your life looks like, feels like, when you're no longer just surviving and you're able to breathe, know that you're secure, know that you're safe, and enjoy the moment. That's the goal. And I feel like you're closer to that space now than you might think you are. There might be some remnants of this time where you felt that you had to just survive. But something better is coming to you. Something better. Relief. Relief. New life. And to be fair, this is about justice. This is about balance that's coming to you because it's time. New life. You're waking up to a new life. There's a state of survival that is over. You don't have to stay there. But see, the thing about it is that it can be easier said than done. To say, you don't have to survive anymore. You can enjoy your life. Well, when we're carrying the energy of past traumas with us, and these are things, this is what's coming through from spirit, okay? So take what resonates, but this is what's coming through. That you have done the healing work. You have healed from so much pain and trauma. But it's the memories of these experiences that, even though you have the strength within you to redirect your energy and remind yourself, I don't have to be in that mode anymore. I don't have to be afraid. These aren't the old days when I really was just trying to survive. It's those memories that like to come along for every ride, okay? And so there is a new life waiting for you. And you'll find that new life in every experience when you get those memories of how things used to be, of the thoughts, the worst case scenarios that your mind used to take you to, that perhaps you still go to every once in a while, or maybe a lot of the time. But just remember in that moment that when you're tempted to think those thoughts of fear, when you're tempted to think the worst case scenario, there is a brighter option. And you are not in that same space of survival where you used to be. You have a higher realm that you can reach now, where you realize, wait a minute, I don't have to be afraid. I don't have to be anxious right now. It's about your new life. And this really is about your justice, because this is card 38. 3 and 8 is 11. Divine says it's time for you to experience restoration, because you deserve balance. Balance is what restores you, not fear. The days of living in fear are gone. What is it that is causing fear or this sense of survival for this beautiful being? Yeah, energy that's being projected towards you. Cunning energy. There's somebody who wants you to feel like the worst case scenario is your reality. There's somebody who wants you to constantly feel like the worst case scenario is where you live. That's not the case. There's somebody who is trying to use your past trauma against you, trying to keep you there, trying to keep you stuck. You have access to a new life. You have healed. You're not in a state of survival anymore. But see, that's why Divine is bringing through this warning, because somebody wants you to always feel like you're just surviving. They want you to feel like everything that they have lost, you've lost too, but you haven't lost. You know why? Because you live in truth. You haven't lost because you walk a divine path. This person who is projecting energy towards you, they're using the elements to do this as well. They're using elemental magic. They're trying to project, intentionally project thoughts and emotions towards you in order to keep you stuck and to make you feel like there's something that is gone. There's something that you can't access. Yeah, but you're free. This came out in the last reading. The same card, freedom. You are absolutely free. This same card came out too. All you have to do is trust yourself. Trust also the healing work that you've done, because that has brought you to this state of freedom. See, this person that wants to project a feeling of captivity and this feeling of being bound by sadness and loss, they have not done healing work on themselves. They have been too busy trying to project evil energy your way and towards other people as well, because that's all they do is manipulate all day long. Now, their time of manipulation, where they are able to implement tactics of manipulation that actually work. What does that mean when they work? Well, this person wants people to be a source of prosperity for them. So they used to be able to manipulate people in order to make themselves look good, in order to get people to give them money, in order to get people to do whatever it was that they wanted them to do. And now people are fed up with them. People aren't having it anymore. And so that's why this person is now projecting energy towards you, because at this point, 11:11 on the timer, all they will settle for is just getting you to think that you are like them. That's what they want. Because see, truly, this cunning energy, they are the ones who are stuck in a state of survival. And what they really don't want is for you to have your eyes wide open and aware of the fact that you are free and they are stuck. They don't want you to be aware of that. And I feel like on a very conscious level, you are aware of that. But it could be that at certain times in your day, or when you're going into meditation, that there are bombarding thoughts that might come to you and test you to make you think that you're in a certain state that you're not in. You're not in a state of survival. You are able to thrive. But this person wants you to feel just like they feel, and they're truly stuck. Okay? And as we know, magic is all about the mind. So if this person can get you to see yourself as being stuck or bound to a state of survival, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer, if they can get you to not believe in your divine alignment, you know what I'm saying? They feel like they've won. And this doesn't help them in any way, but it would make their losses a little bit less painful, because if they were able to be in a stuck state but then see that you're not moving forward either, it would just give them satisfaction. It wouldn't help them in any way. And in fact, it would just add to the long ass list of karma that they have to pay. But has this person ever been worried about the karma? Have they ever taken one honest look at their karmic debt and allowed that to bring some sense of responsibility, encouraging them to take accountability for their actions? Not one day in their life. So why would they start now? They're still doing the same old tricks. I feel like it hits different now because the divide between you is more, it's stronger than ever. It's stronger than ever. See, there was a time when this person thought truly that they were winning. And based on where they were in their life, they could sort of reason that way of thinking. They could give some reason to that way of thinking. But now, there's no way. 14:14 on the timer. You're the one who's in a state of temperance. So, because they know that they've lost, because they know that they have turned their entire world upside down, they're more desperate than ever to try to get you to stop. They don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you doing your soul's work. We got the Tower in reverse. There's something that you thought was a tower and it's just not. The funny thing is, I had the deck upside down, so that's even like more confirmation. It's like there's something that you thought was upside down in your world. There's something that you thought was a disaster, and it's not. It's not a disaster at all. In fact, there's something that you thought was a tower, and it's not a tower. It's a result of Seven of Swords that you're thinking this way. It's a result of projected energy. Someone wants you to see things in your life as a tower, but you have the strength. Remember, the first message that Divine brought through in this reading was that your strength is remarkable. And that's what this person is trying to attack. They're trying to deceive you so that you don't see your own strength. Also, there's something here about them wanting you to think that you're in your animal nature. They want you to feel like you're in your animal nature and your lower self, but you're not. Ooh, and look at this. She's holding a snake. That's how I see this person that's trying to project evil energy towards you to get you to see things from a negative perspective. They are a snake, and you have your hand around that snake. That snake is powerless. You have rendered this snake powerless. So the only way that you could give them power is through your thoughts, because there's nothing that they can take away from you. There's nothing that they can say to you that you would take as truth, because you already know who they are. But when they play energy games with your thoughts, that's where they try to get you. This could come through some sort of communication. This person may have tried to program some sort of communication, whether it's a message, trying to charge it with a certain frequency of confusion, okay? So with this Eight of Wands, this person has actively tried to attack you and send you the energy of confusion. And this is through communication. It already came through that this person is using elemental magic to try to do these cunning or play these cunning games to get you to think differently about yourself and to see your life from a negative standpoint. They're using something regarding social media or communication, whether it's text or phone call or something, to project this energy. There's something regarding a King of Cups here. You could be this King of Cups. You might be a water sign, or you might know a water sign, but there's something that this cunning energy wants to send you a message about, or a perspective about a King of Cups, whether this is yourself or someone that you're close to. You see how these came out together? They want you to think a certain way about this King of Cups. And this Cups energy is also signifying or pointing to your intuitive energy. They're trying to gain access to your third eye, to your intuition, and how you see the King of Cups, whether that is yourself or someone close to you. There could be another energy involved here. So they're trying to get you to think of this energy mixed in with or involved with something else with the Three of Pentacles. Let's see, let's get some clarity on that. Six of Swords. Ace of Wands. This cunning being wants access to your thoughts about a King of Wands, whether that's you or someone that you love, someone that you're connected to. They want to send the energy of this person moving away from you with the Six of Swords towards some other frequency, some other being, some other project. Clarify this Ace of Wands, Divine. With the Magician coming through, this is an illusion. Basically, they want you to see the King of Cups as being distracted. Whether this is yourself not being able to focus on the things that you love, on the things that you direct your energy and your time towards, or if they want you to see another person, if the King of Cups is another person close to you, they want you to see this person as distracted, as moving away from you with the Six of Swords towards something else or another person, another project. They want you to feel like you are left alone. Now tell me that isn't dirty. With the Six of Pentacles, they want you to see this person as being invested elsewhere. This could be a close friend, this could be a lover, and they want you anxious about it. And the Nine of Swords, that's the energy they want you to have, because this is how they are. They can't sleep. The only time that this cunning energy gets any rest is when they're planning an attack against you. That's when they feel the slightest bit of soothing energy. 2222 on the timer. That's how they're trying to achieve balance, is trying to get you to feel unbalanced. They want you to feel that either you are unable to focus on a creative project, like there's somewhere else that you want to be, there's somewhere else that you want to invest in, not in what you're supposed to be invested in, your true destiny. They want you to feel restless. They want you to not be able to give your focus to your soul's desires, whatever it is that you feel passionate about. And if this is someone close to you, this person wants you to think obsessively about this person not wanting to invest in you. They want you to feel like this person is constantly wanting to invest elsewhere. They want to create fear of isolation or fear of being left or abandoned. And that could be, if that's a wound that you have suffered from, where at one time you were in a state of survival, if you ever were abandoned or if you ever were rejected, that is the wound that this person is trying to reactivate. They want you to feel abandoned. They want you to feel rejected. They want you to feel isolated, so that you would feel like you are in a constant state of survival. They want to reawaken wounds that you have worked so hard to heal. They want to project that same fear towards you, no matter what it is that you're doing in your day. If you're creating, or if you're bonding with someone that you love, or if you're planning to do something that is important to you, they want you to constantly be surrounded by and filled with fear. That's what they want. So that you always feel like you're stuck in a state of survival. It's like they want to put a barrier between you and your healed self, because your healed self exists. You have done a lot of healing work. I feel like this is related to the title of one of the most recent videos, that you have healed karma from many past lifetimes. You have. I know that this collective has done that. And this person wants to put a barrier between who you are in this moment and who you are able to be because you have healed yourself. The higher version of you that you are able to access because you have healed yourself. That's what they want to stop you from accessing. With the Ace of Swords in reverse, they don't want you to see truth. They want you to not see yourself as who you are. They want you to see yourself in a false light. This is how you live. They want you to see everything that you have accomplished, everything that you are, as false. They want you to feel like you have to start from zero. And also we can look at this as they don't want you to see the truth of your new life, of your new beginning. They want you to be blind to your new life because that came out. You've worked for this. This is what you see, how it looks like she's stretching, like getting out of bed. That's what you are able to wake up to every day, is your new beautiful life. But they want you to feel stuck, and they don't want you to see the truth with that Ace of Swords in reverse. They don't want you to see the truth of your new beginning, of your beautiful life. They want you stuck here in the Nine of Swords. And pull from a couple of these. Thank you, Divine. What does this beautiful being need to know about these efforts being made to stop them and block them? Happy endings. Feels skeptical of happy endings and disrupts fairy tale promises. That's what this person wants to do. Believes reality is far from the fairy tale and feels disillusioned. Question the promises that seem too perfect. That's what they want, is for you to question everything in your life. Everything that is positive, everything that you have worked for. These fell over, so I want to see what these say. Healing deep wounds from the past. That's what you've been doing. And this person knows that because somehow they're observing you. I'm seeing the Page of Swords, so they're able to at least either hear about you from someone, or if you post on social media, or if you share content, they're able to observe you in a way that they know that you have changed, that they know that you have grown, and they know that you are they know that you have access to everything that you have worked for, this new life. They see evidence of your new life, but they want so desperately to block you from it. They don't want you to believe in it. They want you to think that you celebrated too soon. And also this person realizes that they celebrated too soon because they thought that they had conquered you. They thought that they had you defeated, and they saw that you just kept going and kept going and kept going. And so now this is their tactic. Now this is their tactic, to project negative energy towards you so that you don't believe that you actually are where you are, which is in a beautiful space. Unalived a pet out of pure spite. So this just confirms if this person has tried to do this to a pet that you loved or a familiar of yours, this will resonate with some of you. Okay? But they did something like this where they just wanted to spite you and take away something or someone that you love. So this is a pet, but now they're trying to do this with people in your life, but mentally they're trying to project that vibe of, oh, they're gone, you've lost them. This person is sadistic. They live in a very sadistic world. Their mind just wants to humiliate people and come up with ways, conjure ways to torture people. The fact that you have made it through this experience with this person, where you are able to manifest your blessings and your peace and your joy, oh, it irks them so badly. That is their number one pet peeve, is your happiness, your joy, your power to manifest. And so they're now trying this very dark work where they're trying to create illusions in your world where they get you to see a reality that doesn't actually exist. Actually, this person lives in a state of Seven of Cups. Everything that they project to a person is Seven of Cups, whether it's positive or negative. It's always about illusions. That's all they do, is create illusions and project illusions. So now, you know, and what I'm getting is that with that Seven of Cups energy, one way in which they impacted your life was projecting the illusion that they were doing things that they aren't actually doing. 3131 on the timer. Trying to create the appearance of being more successful, more artistic, more talented than they actually are. Everything that they do is fake. Now what they're doing is projecting illusions so that you would see things in your world that are real, but you would think that it's fake. Or you would think that something that's positive is negative. And the way that they're doing that is revisiting or trying to take your thoughts, instead of having your thoughts in that healed state that you've achieved, they're trying to backtrack and take your thoughts to the past, where you were in a true state of survival, or where things were in a tower. Okay? So they're trying to create illusions of towers that are not there. Deceptive alliances. They've created deceptive alliances, relationships, or situations where people are aligned for selfish purposes. This person has placed other people in your life or positioned other people in your life. They've collaborated with other people in order to create illusions and alliances so that you would not believe in yourself, so that you would not believe in the positive things that you have manifested. They've used other people to create illusions. They've used other people to try to isolate you. This has happened with a smear campaign where they have spread rumors about you. They may have come in and tried to tempt people in your life away from you, whether it was a friend or a lover. But this is something that they have done very strategically, because this type of dark personality, where this person is obsessed with bringing someone down and humiliating them, isolating them, controlling them, that is all that they want to do. And the way that this person loses and has already lost is because anybody would look at this situation and say, oh, I'm so sorry to you, the collective. They would say, I'm so sorry, you've lost so much. You're winning. This person has lost because even though they've been so deceptive and so controlling and so maniacal, they don't have the ability to control and regulate their own emotions. And so they are completely obsessed with this mission of ruining a person's life. So much to the point where it has taken control of all of their relationships with family, friends, lovers. They don't have any more of those things. It has taken over their dedication to their career. They don't have any way to earn money at this point because they have been so hyper-focused and obsessed with trying to ruin your life. And that is something that they will never be able to do. If they could, they would have done it already, because this has gone on for quite some time. No matter what alliances they formed, no matter who they've paid to come against you, no matter what they've done, they could not create the reality for you that they hoped to. Their karmic debt is ridiculous. And that's one reason why they continue to try to stay connected to you, is because they feel like even though they want to ruin things in your life, they also feel like you are the key to their salvation. So if they can get you to approve of them in some way, if they can get you to say yes to them in some sort of way, they feel like that will bring some relief to their karma. But of course, that would only make it worse. Like, what? That would only re-enter you in a karmic wheel with them. And so then the process would just start all over again. But you would never do that. They're under demonic influence, for sure. This person is living under a curse. And every time they try to curse you, they're strengthening the curses against their own life. Witches who are subtly engaging in religious practices while concealing their true intentions. I get that this person, one of the people that they have created a deceptive alliance with, is a person who calls themselves religious. Okay? They claim to love God. They claim to serve God. Okay? Lies. All lies. They are completely obsessed, and they wanted you to be obsessed with them. That's how they envisioned this from the very beginning, was they wanted you to be obsessed with them. And even though they were already obsessed with you, they thought that if they could get you to be obsessed with them, that that would offset their feelings, their strong feelings that they cannot control, that they have towards you. They want you so badly. They want you in their life. They lust after you. And not only do they lust after you, but they lust after the things that you do and the energy that you give. And so when they send these illusions, see, the illusions aren't just for fun. It's not that they want you to be stuck in a state of survival, constantly thinking that you're facing a tower, because it's just like, they're miserable now. I mean, that's a part of it. It's the initial satisfaction that they would get. Also, they want that sense of control, but one reason why they want you in that state is because they want you to be obsessed with them. If they can get you in a state where you think that all is lost and have you feeling abandoned and rejected and all of that, then it would create a perfect storm for them to come in and save you. So then they would finally get to have you want them. That's how they think in their demented, delusional mind. That if they can get you into this state where you would suffer, that then they can come in, there will be space then for them in your life. And what they don't realize is that you, as a divine chosen being, will never succumb to these pitiful, delusional thoughts that they are trying to project towards you. You, as a divine chosen being, will never give in to these weak-ass projections that they are trying to conquer you with, trying to make you think that your life is lost, that things in your life are lost. No, you have lost nothing. You are building, you are growing, you are creating, and you see truth. You see truth. Divine truth, not the quote-unquote truth that this pitiful being wants you to see, not their ugly projections of loss and delusion that they're trying to send your way. You see divine truth. And the divine truth is that you're beautiful. You have a beautiful life. You have a new life because of the work that you have done to heal yourself and to radiate beautiful healing energy to those around you. You have love, you have wealth, you have good health, and you are a prosperous being who creates, and you have a beautiful divine flow every single day. That is your reality. So all of this magical manipulation that they think is doing something for them, all it's doing is causing their spirit to be broken. It's breaking them down more and more and more. They have tried to bind you mentally, and this really is the key right here. That's what they're trying to do with all of these rituals, where they are trying to project the same misery. And that's what this person does, is they gather all of their misery that they feel. And they 4111 on the timer, you're protected. They gather all of this misery and they literally project it towards you so that you would feel the same thing. See, it's very easy for this person to do this because they're already so miserable. So this is what, if you have detected this, if this is your reading and you have felt these low vibrations, these thoughts of like, wait a minute, why am I thinking this? Like, what? It's just a feeling that you might get that like something is wrong, but just 20 minutes ago, it was just fine. Call it what it is. That is a delusional projection of energy from a mentally, spiritually unstable person who needs to be checked in to the nearest psych ward. They need immediate help. They will never do that because they are also a narcissist and they think that they walk on water. However, we know the truth of who they are and why they do what they do. So instead of allowing yourself to feel that frequency, right? Because you have the awareness to know what it is. So call it out for what it is. It's a projection. It's not you. It's not your energy. It's not how you feel. Those thoughts are not what you're experiencing. It's not your reality. Okay? And the only reason why it feels so real sometimes is because there was a time where those projections of fear, that was your reality. You were going through something very, very difficult. It could have been during your childhood. It could have been in a previous relationship that you were gathering the strength to leave. It could have been something that you were going through that you needed the strength to get through. But where you are now, beautiful being, is in a beautiful state where you are able to access that healed energy that you have acquired through self-love, through visualization, meditation, connecting with your ancestors, talking to God, allowing goddess energy to flow through you. All of those things that you have done have opened up portals for you to access your most healed self. And that is what you are now. So identify those pitiful thoughts that being is trying to send your way as a delusional attempt to get you out of your divine energy. I like to send energy back, or you can simply rebuke it. You can transmute it. You can go create something, whatever it is that you need to do. But I do recommend speaking over that energy and saying, I will not allow this thought form to have its way with me. I will not allow this frequency to enter my realm. I rebuke it. And I am filled with divine healing energy. And I am surrounded by the most divine protection. 4444, as I am saying that, I am forever protected by my ancestors, by my spirit allies. And then you can call out the names of your spirits if you wish, okay? Absolutely. because you have power. And where you're going, beautiful being, it's your destiny. It's your destiny. And so sometimes these evil demons try to tag along. Even if it is through a thought form, even if it is through an emotion, even if it is through a worry, but they cannot. Because your spirit is bigger than whatever worry has come to you. Okay? And that's the thing about divine chosen beings, is that, you know, everybody experiences worry. But when you have a destined path that you are on, and a destined calling that you are meant to fulfill, there are certain attacks that we experience that we must be equipped for, because that's just a part of the job description. You're here to help people, and there are demons here that don't want you to help a single person. They didn't want you to help yourself, but now they see that you did that like a boss. Okay? And now you're helping others. You've helped yourself. And now you're on a mission to help others. That's when they really get mad. That's when they really get mad. And they want you stuck in that frightful state that at one time you were in. But you're not there anymore, beautiful being. And you have love around you. And you are surrounded by protection. And your future is so beautiful. I'm going to pull some cards for where you are and where you're headed. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this beautiful being? Wisdom. Yes, you're filled with wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience and reflection. And that's the thing, is that you have the experience that you need to rise above these attacks. You absolutely do. You absolutely do. What else is coming through for this beautiful being? Rebirth. I swear, so many cards are coming through for the Phoenix rising, but it's true. That's why they're coming through, is because this is you. And so if you take time to read that story, or to find a story of the Phoenix rising on YouTube, and you listen to that, I'm telling you, you're going to remember who you are. You're going to remember who you are. Okay, if that's been difficult lately, then do that. Read the story or listen to it on YouTube, and you are going to remember that you are a beautiful being who just regenerates over and over again. So these demonic beings who come after you, they're not going to ever stop you. They're never going to stop you. Every end is a new beginning. And this is your new life. And that's what somebody does not want you to see, but you have a beautiful beginning. Prayer. Prayer is a dialogue with the universe. Express your wishes. And I feel like this is speaking your protection, invoking the power of protection over yourself. It's something very powerful about speaking things into existence, using your words and the power of your words to state your reality, to state what it is and to state what it is not. Peace. Peace is your vibe. And there's peace around you. You're finding inner peace in moments of stillness. Yeah. And see, what this person wants, and I get that there's something here about the full moon. We're currently, when I'm recording this, experiencing the full moon in Leo. But I feel like at the full moon, and perhaps at the new moon, there's something that this energy, this cunning being wants to send your way to attack your peace at still moments when you are experiencing stillness. So reclaim that energy. Reclaim the peace of your stillness and the peace in your quiet moments, okay? Anything else, Spirit? Abundance. You have abundance in so many ways, all around you and inside you. Abundance in your financial wealth, abundance in love, abundance in your harmonious emotional connections, abundance with your creative abilities and your creative process. This is you. Light. Light dispels darkness. Keep your inner light shining. Yeah. You don't have to fear the dark, and you can love on the light. Okay, personally, I love both. I love the darkness and the light. I don't like evil, and I send that shit right back. But I do love both the darkness and the light, because they both are here to teach us and to help us evolve. Okay? I feel like that's it. I'll put one of these. Yeah, Spirit? Yeah. Okay. What else for this beautiful being? Your psychic abilities are protected. Okay? They are protected. This is also a major source of abundance for you. That's one reason why this cunning being wants to access it, because they know the value of your third eye. They know the value of your psychic abilities and your connection to the divine. That's why they want to control it. But see, every time they try to control something, it ends up very badly for them. So the longer they keep going with this, the more they lead themselves to their own demise, to their own ending, to their own sad, painful ending. But you, beautiful being, remain focused on your connection with the divine and also with your healed self, because that is something that you should be so proud of, and that you always have access to. No matter what attacks you've experienced, you always have access to your beautiful, divine, healed self. Ashe. So must it be. All right, beautiful being, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful that you did. And I hope that you got something beautiful out of this reading, some clarity, some insight, some good vibes. And I love you. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.